So, Jace, Michelle,
Yes.
since you guys are going to be doing this together, I will now ask you both, what are you going to be doing during the time skip?
We are going to be doing some blue cloak work. During that, whenever there's a good moment, kind of ask, because I know we're going to be traveling with the team Black Iron.
Yes. Which for fall is going to be just Oz and you two.
Okay.
Come winter and spring, the other members of the team will show up.
Okay.
Or will finally join.
Cool.
All right.
Which increases the money you make.
Yes. So I'll tell you what. This was Michelle, let me know if you agree with this.
We already lost the backup.
Yeah, but we got the regular one. We're fine.
My thought was
go to Harvey first.
Go to Harvey first because it's fall. If we get him to move, then it'll give him time during the winter to kind of enjoy not like being near people.
I was thinking
and not have to move in the middle of winter.
Yeah, I was thinking we go for him first.
Yeah, especially if it's natural like plants and stuff like that, natural stock. You're probably like cycling through it. It's my thought anyway.
Yeah, I agree with you. I was actually going to say the same thing. So yeah, we should.
All right, cool. We're in agreement. So
it takes. How long does it take to get? I mean, we're going to take the cart. We've been
told don't worry. The travel is going to be kind of compressed / hand waved, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's cool. You good? That's good.
And for the most part, you guys are probably going to get about 3 jobs, maybe 4 if you roll really, really well, but probably 3 jobs. Now Harvey is going to be the big one. Making money is actually the biggest. Is there anything else that you want to do that's, say, small?
I don't. If there was time at the end, like when we hit towards the end, I'm not sure if Danae, if it'll be like in time for his circle to be done.
It would not, because by the time he probably started working on that, it was midsummer, maybe early fall. So
okay, so I'll keep that in mind for later. Then
you still got some waiting ahead.
That's fine.
Gail's going to check on various items.
Various items.
Yes, including the misfortune eye, whatever.
Ah, yes. Okay.
Oh yeah, and I got at some point when we figure out how much money we get,
Yeah, and also the giant elk skull that he is owed. If that happens to come in. And if he's going to make it into a helmet, I'm just going to say it now.
I figured.
Yeah.
So first off, let's get your stuff out of the way, Gail, because you paid for both of those. Mm-hmm. So, Asagio does finish up the little charm made from Misfortune's eyes, and he very simply refers to it as the evil eye. And it really does look basically like something that you have like almost like a keychain, but basically is kind of like wrap it around using a leather strap, and you wrap it around like a weapon handle, and it looks just like one of Misfortune's eyes. It's got a glassy coat to it now, but it's still you would notice that as you use it, it does gain a flash of it does flash as you begin to use it. Now, since you decided to use both eyes, that means that not only does the penalty it impose raise in potency, the number of times you can use it raises as well. So twice per day, you can, as a reaction, force a enemy or individual of your choosing, I should say, to subtract a D8 from their ability score roll, attack roll, damage roll.
Holy shit. Crap. That's amazing.
Is it any being that I can see?
Within 30 feet.
Within 30 feet? Okay.
Yep. So keep that on your sheet. and it only has 2 uses per day.
Okay. Is it long rest recharge?
It is 1 recharge per long rest.
Okay.
So 1 use will recharge on 1 day. The second recharges on the second day.
Okay. I'm just writing that down in my notes, and I'll add it afterward.
I figured. And you would also be able to pick up the elk skull, the giant elk skull, I should say.
Yes.
And it is quite large, as these giant elks were quite big. Are you going to get it like metal plated so that it'll work as a helmet, or are you going to get like just like a bit of metal on it so that it'll stay reinforced and just like go for the scary bone and intimidation, like intimidation factor?
I think we're. I honestly, I think we're gonna go for a helmet,
like a full helmet.
I think.
I'll be honest here. I'll be honest here. It's never going to add an AC bonus.
Yeah, I know. You know what? No, it's going to be scarier if they can see the bone.
Yep.
So like maybe like reinforcing like certain bits.
Yep. So basically, what happens is the very like top of the jaw of the elk is set aside, and the top portion of the actual head itself is hollowed out at the inside so that you can play where on top of your head. A metal band is placed on the top of it, and like the back half of a helmet is used to reinforce it. And the jawbone is split down the middle and is attached to 2 straps that attach on the side of the helmet, on the left and the right of your face. And the rest of the helmet just kind of hangs down. You don't look through the eye sockets of it, but you still got this giant fucking elk skull on your head. And all around makes you look fairly intimidating.
Fuck yes.
It's very much kind of a Wendigo look, especially with your height and the constant moss growing off of you. Yeah, you're walking around looking like the tradition, like a depiction of a Wendigo.
Yeah, and there are 2 pair of antlers up there now, so that's even weirder.
Mm-hmm. Oh Jesus, you're gonna look like a nightmare in the middle of the night.
Oh yeah, you are.
That's the goal. That's the goal. Like ultimate fear.
So you've got your new elk skull helmet, purely for decoration, and unless you get it, say, treated or magically reinforced in some way, it can break. So bear that in mind.
Yeah.
As it is bone, it's fragile.
Yes.
We'll
get it reinforced later.
And then you go on to start working with Mr. Oz. Now, you would meet up with him at the Lucky Sapphire, and he would see you both and go,
excellent. Nice to see you both. So, I have procured a job for us. It's nothing too terribly difficult, but it does pay well. It would just take some time. I hope the 2 of you do not mind.
That's quite all right.
We've got time.
Excellent. Good to hear. Now, for the moment, it's just me, so we will have to work together and be very careful. Otherwise, things could turn out poorly.
We got your back.
Excellent.
Yes.
And I have yours. Now, let us get to work. Apparently, we're supposed to go down to the town of Gramsby. Something about a few disappearances have been happening as of late, so they'd like us to investigate and find out what's occurring.
Sounds like a bit of fun.
It should be. Now, let's travel. Come now.
Aye.
and I'm sure you guys wish to have conversations with Oz. Is there anything in particular you want to talk to him about?
2 main things.
Gotcha.
Erudite's letting Gael take point on this.
Gael, first of all, just kind of wants more information on asking if there's any more that he can give as far as Pharasma's plans. And then he would like to just inquire more about Pharasma herself. Like,
okay, in that case, let's go that through a conversation.
Yeah.
So, go ahead, kick it off, man.
So, Us. You mentioned before about Pharasma having a bit of a plan for everybody, and
Yes,
I
of
guess I
course.
was apparently a bit in the middle of it. Maybe a bit more specific plan for me. Is there anything more you could give me? It's got me a bit curious.
No, I can't give much of anything, as I know very little about the matter.
Ah,
I
so
will say, though, she has plans for everybody. You yourselves are not unique. She is the keeper of fate, after all.
that makes sense. Um, is I'm sorry, I'm not much
Yeah,
familiar with Phrasma herself. As also, I don't know much about the gods in general.
that
Is
is
there
fine.
anything more you could tell me about her?
Well, let us see. First and foremost, she is, of course, the uh, goddess responsible for the passing of life and the beginning of life. She is responsible for death and life. She is also what we refer to as the keeper of fate. All that was destined to be and will become and should have become is hers to know and hers to attempt to stay afoot of. I'm guessing you're a touch curious about the whole fate thing.
A bit, yeah. I've had a couple interesting run-ins with Fate, to be honest.
Fate's been a bit odd with us, I guess you
I
could say.
Well, I suppose I should begin by asking you two a question. What do you consider to be fate?
I guess if I were to
Predestination? It's not
maybe
really.
uh,
I,
more like sort of the big plan, if you will.
yeah.
That is an interpretation of it.
Or if you
I
will,
will.
maybe like the waypoints. Not necessarily every step of the way, but more like where you're likely gonna end up.
Again, a possibility. I will say, though, the truth of the matter is much more complicated and difficult to understand. You see, fate is not some. Uh, it is not some book that has been written and will occur no matter what. It is a.
Hold on.
It is
Sorry, sorry, sorry,
more
sorry, 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 sorry. Hold on. Mm.
a. Stop shouting, man.
Michelle, cut this out in the future. Hey, you know that drink Surge?
Sorry,
Yeah.
dude. Sorry,
No.
sorry, sorry.
All good.
My mom's
Oh no,
yelling.
I was just gonna say. I think I figured out a mix of alcohol that's actually pretty damn close to how Surge tastes.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah, like it's green apple schnapps, lemonade, and seltzer water.
Mm.
It's
But the
not
green
that
apple.
bad.
I can see that.
Sour apple schnapps. You know.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's fair. I'm not a big like sour apple, like apple-y type person, to be honest with you.
I think it's great.
That's
Mm.
pretty good.
I'm like, if I'm drinking alcohol, it's like very sweet, and I don't know, like the apple. I mean, I can deal with like cider, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's what lemonade's for.
I
True.
apologize. I became distracted. What was I saying? Oh, right. Again, fate is not some book written by the gods and sealed and locked away. It is not something that is guaranteed to occur, as fate is less a book and more a tapestry that flows like an ocean. It is unpredictable and is tough to track, and in all honesty, the gods only have so much control over it. Much of it is uh, written by the decisions of, well, you or I. It is not all set in stone. It is fluid, malleable. But at the same time, you are likely to find that there are some things that are very much inevitable and inescapable, such as death. Everybody will inevitably find their death. It is bound to occur. And there are some things that people are bound to do, not by some hand controlling their actions and puppeteering them, but instead by, say, well, their personality, who they are, their decisions, and what they continue to do. Fate is not, as you said, predetermined. It is, uh, uh, well, it's different.
More like a likely possibility than more something you're definitely going to do.
Indeed. I will say, though, if any individual of note does state that you are fated to do something and you find it likely that they are telling the truth and not, say, mad, I would be very careful. Individuals like that are dangerous.
How so?
Well, to know for certain what will occur means it means that they must be capable of perhaps going against the plan or seeing into it. Either way, it's dangerous. In the wrong hands, at least.
Sounds like it.
But, yes. Lady Phrasma is in charge of death, life, and fate.
Have you ever talked to her?
My lady?
Aye.
Yes, absolutely.
She good at holding conversation?
She did not have much to say. But what was said was important, and I will treasure it always.
Sounds like a very to the point type of person.
I would
I like
agree.
that. I like that.
Now,
Is there a specific spot, just real quick,
yes.
is there a specific spot that's good to talk to her? I'm more used to talking to the trees, to be honest.
Well,
I've never spoken.
Pharasma is significantly less picky when it comes to where you need to speak. Simply who she speaks to. And even then, she's not one for simply responding to every beck and call.
To be fair, now there are the trees.
Understandable.
Sometimes they're busy.
I would imagine so. They have much to do.
Aye. Well, us thank you for the information.
It is not a problem. Now, I suppose we should continue getting back to work.
Aye, let's get to it.
All right.
Of course.
So, you guys would then continue on to complete the job you were given. Now, I'm going to need you guys to roll. Well, it's up to you. What do you think is the best stat that represents this character? And I'm talking like how they handle themselves, like for like handling yourself in combat. For erudite, I'm pretty sure intelligence is going to be the one to go
it's
for.
1,000% intelligence, yeah.
In combat, it's strength for Gael. That's just kind of goes without saying.
Yeah, he's good for fighting. And Oz would be very much charisma based. So, yeah, he can roll that. All right, so I'm going to have you guys roll your stats. It's going to be you're going to roll strength. Jace,
is it just a
you're
check?
going to roll intelligence. It's just straight. Whatever stat you decided on.
Okay. That's pretty good.
God damn, Oz.
Yay, Oz. We kill them.
Do I get any advantage if I rage, perhaps?
No.
Damn.
I'm going to assume that you are raging at some point.
Always raging.
And I will say, well, he still would have rolled a natural 20 anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But to put it simply, the job goes off without a hitch. It goes perfectly.
Awesome.
So that will increase the amount of money you guys make slightly. So, all right, and then multiplier. All right, each of you would make 600 gold per for this job.
Oh my god. Sweet. I mean, I can do the things I want already. But on the way back, we can stop in Penshaw, right?
You very easily could, yes.
Yeah. So we can talk to Harvey.
Yes, you could very much do that.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that's what we want to do.
So.
And then I will inform you what I will be doing with my money. Gael, can you lend me 7 gold so I can just do what I do now? So I don't have
to, I'll lend you 10 gold.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That gives me just enough to do the 2 things I want to do with my. Actually, no, I don't need the money. Never mind. I don't need it.
Okay.
I
put it back to where it was before.
I miscalculated because I'm at 743 now, gold, which is more than enough for what the 2 things I need.
So, you guys step into the shop of the Silvered Vial, and you find the familiar and ever fabulous form of one Harvey von Sant, alchemist extraordinaire. And he looks at the two of you and goes, "Why, hello. It's very nice to see you again, Mr. Gael, Miss Erudite. It's very nice to see you both."
Hello there as well, Harvey. Good to see you again.
You sound different.
Had a bit of a makeover, not of my own doing, unfortunately, but...
that happens every once in a while. I don't think it's a bad look, though.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. You're looking good yourself.
Thank you very much. I do appreciate the compliment, big man. Now, is this something I can help you out with? Is it something you're looking for? Say, some type of a potion, or...
Couple things, actually.
All right.
First of all, the stuff you sold me the last time.
Yes.
Gael.
Do you mind if I get... It worked very well.
And then the
I do
sky
believe
looked
you
like
asked.
strawberries.
It did. It looks like that every morning.
Oh, Gael.
You asked what it did before, because you weren't sure.
Not entirely, no.
Made everything a bit faster. I was moving infinitely faster. Felt pretty damn good.
All right.
It worked well. Would you possibly be able to get me 3 more?
I could certainly do that. Can't rightly say I remember how much I charged you that time. It was kind of a shot in the dark.
To be honest, I can't remember either. Whatever you think is fair.
I wasn't there when they did it, so I don't remember.
I'll make it 25 gold per dose.
Fair enough for me.
I'm gonna be honest here, though. You should probably be careful with this stuff.
I've only used one of them.
Oh, no, I mean, were you using it in, say, something like a fight?
Right before one, yeah.
Yes, he did.
You might want to be a bit careful. If it's doing what I think it is, the crash will hit you hard.
It did. But a bit stronger than most people around.
Fair enough. All right, in that case, 75 gold, and I'll give you 3 doses. Simple as that.
Appreciate it. Couple other things as well. So we mentioned before about the token, the Sky Island.
Yes.
What
did you find out about it?
We have a general location. A couple of our friends they're practicing some things, working on a couple of things, preparing for the trip. Soon enough, we're looking to start heading where, in general, it's supposed to be.
Oh.
We've in fact been tasked with trying to find it. I mentioned before, when we had an idea, we'd come back and see if you wanted to join on the trip, and if you're still up for it.
I certainly wouldn't say no to that. It'd certainly be different from the day to day.
Carsa would.
How do you find
Islands
it
floating in
being
the sky.
here? Out of curiosity, how do you like Penshaw?
Do you want me to be completely honest?
I do.
It's boring.
It is, isn't it?
You want to go somewhere bigger?
I want to go somewhere where people actually give a shit.
How
about Sir Sign?
For that?
You talk about the big city?
Aye.
I certainly wouldn't be opposed, but it's a big move, and also I need a storefront. I'm not just going to move there for the sake of moving there.
Well, I'm sure we can help you work on something. In the meantime, we've got a place. If you want to stay there a bit until we can make sure you've got everything.
She's going to pull out the notebook that Osteroth left with the formulas. I also have this, which my mentor, he was working on, and he had some interesting potions in there. And some of them worked. I mean, some of them didn't, but he marked that, and some of them did work, and I've used at least one, and it's quite a thing.
Was that the one on the ship?
The one
I used, yeah. No, that was the one. Yeah, the one I used.
Yes, that was the one on the ship.
Yeah.
Aye. It did work a charm. I was there.
I'm assuming it's in there. Like, I'm assuming all the potions that we picked up were in the book.
I would say if you're talking about the lotus, what was it?
Yeah.
What was it again?
The lotus flower.
Yeah, the lotus flower potion. That is not in the book, but you can see that. No, Ildram was attempting to more or less reverse engineer it.
But the other ones are in there?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's the potion of leeching, the potion of invisibility, and what was the third one?
The one that gives the HP?
That's the leeching one.
Okay. I don't have them on.
There were 3 of them.
Yeah, one was a lotus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, in that case, it must have been invisibility, lotus, and
the leeching.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a couple of potions in here that maybe you haven't worked on. He was also working on this very interesting one. I don't think he ever managed to work it out, but maybe you could.
I could certainly give it a shot.
And there are many adventurers, and I'm sure they would be very interested in your potions.
I'm sure they would. All right, if you can find me say something like a a storefront or someone I could work with, then fine. I'd have no issue with that.
Okay.
I think we can do that.
I can send you a message if we do find something. But if we do,
right.
you know, okay, I'll send a message your way.
All right, works for me then.
And if you need help moving, let us know. We'll help you.
Not a problem.
You're a good person.
Thank you very much. It's very nice. But I'll be sure to let you know if I'm looking to join you.
Well, we appreciate it, and if for whatever reason you decide to stay in a place where it is a little bit boring, I must admit.
It is. It is.
Either way, we'll take you on the adventure with us. Just keep that in mind.
That's good to hear. I will gladly join you for this, especially if, even if this doesn't turn out to be right. At the very least, it'll be interesting. But still, yeah. Just if you could just find me a place to set up shop or someone I can work with, either way, that'd work for me.
Sounds like a plan. Real quick, anything new or interesting you come up with?
I've got a couple of potion flasks I can make for you if you're really looking for something like that.
Those potion flasks they're quite interesting. We got one
from who?
From someone that we know insane.
Huh. All right.
Perhaps he'll be interested in working with you.
Who knows? Where the fuck is that page? Damn it!
No,
it's hiding.
Don't go out of the voice.
God damn it! Fuck.
I like the voice too much. Am I in this? Yeah, I am. It's for some reason it's not showing up, but I'm in it on my phone for some reason. It's weird.
Really?
Yeah. On here it's fine, but on my phone it's not. It's weird.
It won't show up on your phone or on another computer that you're in the call.
Okay, that's why. That makes sense. Oh, okay, yeah, I can see why.
Yeah, it can only show in one spot.
That makes sense.
There we go. Let's see. So I could probably do maybe a flask of climbing, or say one of water breathing. I can do something. I could try to make a potion of something like, say, giant strength, but that will be quite a bit. Quite a bit.
How much should that be? For giant strength?
For one of giant strength. Oh boy, give me a second. Oh man,
it's a lot of money.
It's getting expensive, all right. Even the smallest one I could make would probably be. Oh boy. The smallest one I could make would probably be about, for hill giant strength, we're looking at something that is about 375 gold.
Oh my.
What's the next highest one after that?
God damn it!
I had my phone on silent. I don't know what happened.
Sorry. When you say next highest, are you talking about
next strongest one
or strongest one? Well, the smallest size for a potion of fire or frost or stone giant strength would be about, let's see, 1,950.
Fortunately, I'm just short of that.
Not
So
surprising.
a slightly larger hill giant potion. Because I can afford one of those. That's interesting.
Yes. It make you about as strong as one of those giant oafs. You won't be as dumb as one, but still, you'll certainly be as strong.
It's hard to get as dumb as one of those.
No kidding. But if you're looking for just like the smallest dose would probably last about 5 uses, maybe. It's tough to predict.
No, we may
All
get
right.
lucky.
I'll take one of those.
All right, you sure?
Aye.
All right. One flask of hill giant strength coming right up. Give me about an hour.
I'm
We got
guessing it's a
time.
D4.
That one would be the D6.
Ah.
You can't buy the D4 size because that's basically you're buying a potion by that point.
Okay.
The only reason why it goes from D6 down to D4 is because you have to be able to eventually run out, and really, even with a D4, your odds of it going away are pretty high.
Yeah.
It's 1 in 2.
1 and 2, yeah.
So basically, after an hour, he'll come back with a flask of hill giant strength. This one has a quantity die of a D6. When you drink it for, I believe, an hour, I think it's an hour.
Yeah, it's an hour.
For an hour, your strength is considered to be 21, like a hill giant.
Oh my god.
Fuck yes.
That's going to be awesome.
Every time you drink it, though, you have to roll a D6. On a 1 or a 2, it reduces in size and becomes a D4. Once you roll a 1 or a 2 on the D4, it's gone.
Yep.
So I can quickly set that up for you.
Okay.
As a rollable, because you're going to have to roll it.
Yeah.
But that's quite the. It's a nice little thing, but boy, it's not cheap to make. I don't think I'm gonna have I don't think I'd have enough to make, say, the next size up.
That's all right. Especially if you're in a larger city. Might have access to more. Oh, forgot to mention as well. It's our little place. We're setting up a bit of a garden in the back. If there's anything specialty you're looking for.
Oh, there's plenty of special things I'd like to see. The problem's probably going to be getting a hold of the things. At least not without, costing an arm and a leg. But trust me, some of those can be very nice to have.
Well, if
we do ever find any, we'll definitely make sure we can bring some back and start growing some for you.
Well, I certainly wouldn't be opposed, and if you managed to find anything particularly interesting, I'd probably pay you quite a pretty penny.
Sounds like a plan.
Well, I hope to send you a message soon of good news.
All right. Please, when you have the opportunity, just write me back.
I will too. You take care of yourself, Harvey.
You as well. And you would then leave the store and continue on with your work with Oz. Now, shortly, once you guys head back to Sursane, it's probably about winter by this point. It's cold. It's unpleasant. But with the change of the season what was that? Oh, yeah, you gotta get a winter jacket.
I got my cool jacket. It's fine.
Yeah, you do. With the change of the seasons do come a few new faces. They decided to join up with Oz. They are familiar with him, but they see him as their the nearest availability, and most of them are all fairly willing to work with them. One KK Halford, a large female tabaxi. She's about your size, Gael.
Damn.
And she is built.
Hell yeah.
One Ian Blackmore, a lean, average height, half orc, gray green skin. You see, he has a half mask that covers his nose. Actually, no, he'd have a full mask that covers his nose and mouth, kind of in the shape like a bird.
Interesting.
Cool.
Yeah. And I will say it's not. It's like one of those plague doctor masks, but it's kind of got like a stubbier beak.
Mm-hmm.
And there is also Alice Buxton, a very showy looking woman with flashy goth makeup for you guys to know, and wearing a top hat.
God, this group is so metal.
She's
really stick.
You're the only one who doesn't look metal, especially with Gael with his helmet now.
Erudite super sticks out.
God,
like a fucking professor. She's
like here's all of Amon Amarth, and also the cheerleader.
She's not a cheerleader.
The intern. It's Amon Amarth, the intern.
That's exactly what she's like, the intern compared to her. Oh my god. Also, when we get back into town,
Yes.
I would say that she would buy the glasses. She would pay them off if they're ready. Or she would pay them off anyway, but. And she would also buy the books, the like really expensive books for the library in the estate.
Got it. So, the remainder for the let's see, for the what was it? For the glasses, it's like $375, I think.
It was $350.
It was $350.
It was
$350 because it was $700 total. Yep.
And I paid $350 already.
And the books, the expensive books, are more or less the same. Also.
So yeah, it's $700 total. So.
Yep.
43 gold right now. It's fine. I'm okay with it.
Back to being a wizard.
Yeah!
Yay!
It's the only way I know how to be. Do the glasses require attunement?
Yes.
I have no more attunement slots. It's fine.
That sucks. Unfortunately, that's what you have to give up.
Yep, that's fine. Glasses, detect magic. What do they look like, by the way?
Well, first off, let me see if there's any. Okay. These ones look like. These ones just look like like the full moon glasses.
No.
They have like the circular lenses and thin wireframes.
Okay. Cool. Is there anything wrong with them?
Well.
What is it, Connor?
Things tend to get a bit bright the stronger they are.
Oh, Lord.
So the more magical something is, the brighter it is.
Oh, God. She's going to be doing the, a lot. The, covering eyes a lot. Even though it's not really going to help, but. Okay. Also, I think when we're in Cersei, we need to figure out a, storefront, something for Harvey to, settle into. I was thinking maybe Danae, but I don't know how interested he'd be in that. But we could talk to him.
We'll see. What if we see first if we can find, a decent storefront? Even if it needs a little bit of, fixing up or something like that, we can, obviously, we could let him know, and then
I will expedite this process and make it very simple. You would be able to find a place that he could potentially move into, but it requires a lot of fixing up, and it's kind of close to the Copper District, which is not necessarily a good neighborhood.
Okay.
Right.
if you brought to Asajio the idea of a business partner, he would not be opposed.
Okay, then we'll do that.
That's probably what we would do.
Yeah.
Right.
And then obviously we'll relay that to Harvey that, hey, we found a place, but it's like mega sketch. So we found a business partner, and that's just somebody that we trust. So
yeah, he would decide to start working with Deah.
Okay.
They will have to more or less get a second floor addition to the storefront. So by the beginning of summer, both Harvey and Deah will be under the same roof.
Cool. Okay. So we got a Harvey?
Yep, you have
got
Harvey.
Mission accomplished.
Hell yeah. High five, Jace.
Woo! Nailed it.
Also, Erudite would... I'm trying to decide if she would leave that notebook with him. She would, because then he's with Deah, so she trusts Deah, so she would leave a notebook with him once he's settled in.
Okay. So, next, you guys meet the other members of Black Iron, and I will, for the sake of expediting this a bit more, you guys are just gonna roll your rolls. I'll roll for the other four.
Okay.
Okay.
Actually, I'll roll for Oz publicly because I have his sheet in the system. I don't have the other sheets in their system.
Okay. All right. So first roll?
Yep. Fucking hell, Oz.
Good. Oz can roll good.
I clicked. Did I click? I click again? Okay, there it is.
All right.
Average. It's a little harder. It's okay, though.
This mission is a touch rougher for you guys. Some people get banged up pretty badly. Gael manages to pull his own, but Oz definitely has some moments that are more or less lifesavers for you guys. But you do succeed in completing the mission.
Cool.
And math and numbers.
Yes, those are important.
Fair.
Nope. Well. All right. And at the end of it all, you guys succeeded in making about 565 gold each.
Okay.
Sweet.
That's good, actually. Probably not going to make the amount that we wanted to make, but that's okay.
No, you guys actually probably could have made a hell of a lot more with the full team.
Well, it's fair. You said there were 3 jobs, right?
There are 3. There are going to be 3 jobs because with this one, everybody rolled bad enough that I don't think you'll get a 4th in. So I'm going to need now one more set of rolls.
Hold on. You said 565?
Right. 565.
Correct.
Oh my god, Michelle can't do fucking.
All right.
Hold on.
Hey.
There's a 20 from Gael.
Yes.
Oh no, I rolled the wrong thing. Oh no, I was about to roll intelligence investigation.
Oh damn!
Better. Oh, okay.
Gael and Rudi out here carrying.
High five, Gael.
High five again.
I will say, KK has a rough time of this one. She gets pretty badly hurt.
Oh no, poor KK.
Yeah, she winds up losing like the last couple of inches of her tail.
Oh no.
Oh no.
With that being said, Alex Buxton really pulls through for you guys and proves herself to be a very dangerous person to deal with.
She's very hot.
Yeah.
I bet you it's super hot.
She literally wields like a hand axe, 2 hand axes, and she is a scary fighter.
Again,
so
super hot.
She also looks like Alice Cooper.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It does not matter.
It's still hot. Yeah.
Fuck.
Erudite is suffering. This is not good. She does not know what to do with herself right now. It's fine.
God damn, that's really gonna bump the price up because.
I was also awesome because I rolled a 24. I was awesome. That was so good.
That was so good.
That was good. Jace, how much money do you have currently? How much does Gail have currently?
Gail currently has 1680.
Okay. Because I have 608.
All right.
I don't think we're going to have enough for a handbag or a bag. Shit. It's kind of hoping we would. It's okay.
Let's see.
We made bank.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God. That'd
Come
be
back,
hilarious.
guys. Come back. We're not even actually in a full game, and I'm dropping shit.
Jesus,
yeah, I mean,
Connor.
that's what happens.
He's doing
Makes me think of my last Wednesday game. I found there's like a llama creature that
Wow, okay.
How much is it?
On this one, you two both make 1,120 gold.
Oh my God. Hey, Jace, do you want to give a little more and we can get a bag of holding?
Yeah.
Because I have 1,700. I can do 1,500, and then if you can give 2,500.
Okay.
And we can get a bag of holding. I think that's what we're
Sounds good.
And then okay, hold on. So how much was it, Connor? I'm sorry. 1,100 what?
1,120.
All right, hold on. I'm going to do math really quick. 1728. So yeah, if I give 1,500. So you said it was 4,000 for a bag of holding?
Yes.
So if I give 1,500, that leaves me with 228, which I will dump 100 into the party funds. Or 100, I'll do 150 into the party funds. I'll pay for a season. And then if you want to just do 2,500 and we can get a bag of holding for the party.
Yep.
And then you can hold on to it.
I'll take bag of holding. Yep.
And then yeah. I think that's a good idea.
I have 300 gold left, and we have a bag of holding.
All right.
I'm also going to dump. I'm going to pay for a season. So I know the first 2 seasons have been paid, which is winter and spring, right? Have been paid for.
Yes.
So I'm going to pay for summer.
You're gonna pay for summer?
I'm going to pay. It's 150 gold, right?
It is, to be exact, because I have an exact number. The exact amount is. I believe it was. Numbers good. Numbers.
I think it's in the thing. Hold on.
Yeah, and it's a bit wrong.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, the exact amount is 149 gold and 5 silver.
Okay, yeah. So I'll just put 150. It's fine. It's easier for me to do. Well, and I'll just it's fine.
I figured most of you are going to go, oh, fuck it, I'll round up.
Yeah, it's easier. 228. I'm doing math. 78. I have 78 gold left. For a wizard, that's actually not bad. All things considered. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I'll pay for fall. So fall's paid for. I mean summer. Summer's paid for.
All right, summer's fully paid for. Cool. Pardon me. Yeah, so with that, summer is fully paid for. You guys, using the funds you procured during your Blue Cloaks work, then decide to purchase a bag of holding, which I'm confident the rest of your team will be quite happy.
Oh, they're very happy.
They're very excited.
They're extremely excited.
All right.
Hey, Jace, we accomplished everything. Also, I would like it noted, Connor, that during this time together, Gael and Erudite sort of work together in a way. Like they come up with little moves and shit. That we
the Dimension Door one. Can we call it Dine and Dash?
I was gonna call it fast travel. I wanted to call it
All right.
fast travel.
Okay. Fast travel. We'll go with
Also, why are you still carrying 9 hunting traps?
Because I never actually got rid of them.
I can tell.
I mean, he's gonna just sell them off. He's gonna keep one. He's just gonna sell off 8 of them.
Yeah, I figured.
It doesn't.
I will point out, because I think we're going to wrap it up here. The gardener that was recently hired on, Caloron would have told you that he, if you pay him a bit more, will grow illegal substances for
you. Gael broached the subject with him, obviously, and have many conversations with this man as they will probably become friends.
He is a he's a dirty man. He's also not a very good looking man.
Oh no.
Yeah, like he's kind of got like a kind of a slightly misshapen head. like he looks like he got in a fight and he lost pretty bad.
Oh no.
Our party funds are at 1 silver right now, guys. Chase.
So good.
The total party supply. Are you serious?
1 silver. Because I paid for a
man.
I paid for a season instead of putting money into the party fund, which is what I would have done otherwise. And we got the bag, which is going to help us in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
So I have no money to put in the party. I have 78
Gael's holding on to a bit of gold just in case, though. So it could be worse.
So, with that,
actually, one more thing.
Oh, okay.
If I could do it.
All right.
Gael is going to try and talk to Pharasma.
Pharasma.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to know about the psychopomps, and we did not. We were supposed to go to the graveyard, dude. We forgot to do that.
You got a good amount of information from Oz about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like one of the gravekeepers probably would have told you the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Go.
Okay.
As for the psychopomps, that's something you can look up. Like you can do an Arcana check.
Can I?
Yeah.
Because Gael's
one
very
of
interested.
you two can.
Well, Gael's going to because he's very much trying to do.
Yeah, he's going to do it.
Trying to learn. Yeah.
Religion isn't really Erudite's thing.
I said Arcana. You could have done religion too, but
So I just roll religion just in case.
No.
It's the same stat.
It's the same thing.
Stat, so.
Psychopomps are with a 15 though. I don't think you would know about that with a 15. You may have to ask. You may have to ask someone who would be a little more knowledgeable on such materials.
So I'll have to ask Oz.
Probably, but since you've already done quite a bit as of now, I think we're gonna have to stop this here. And anything else you want to do, you can do at the beginning of summer.
Okay.
All right.
We'll pray to Pharasma then.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right.
So, Becca.
Yeah.
What does Deah like to do during the time skip?
So her rat's gonna die of old age, so she's having a burial for that. She's going to finish learning Draconic.
Okay.
She's going to invite Kaitis, the Amethyst Dragon, to be a guest at their estate.
All right.
And she's going to do research on backstory stuff.
Okay. That works just fine for me. We're going to start with a simpler thing first, as it's probably not going to be that difficult. Sending a message to Kaitis.
Yes.
You guys are familiar with how he looks. Erudite is capable of casting sending, so she can very easily cast a spell to get a hold of his attention. And fucking.
Well, Greg is still recording.
Yeah, Greg is working fine. The backup isn't working right. Whatever. No big deal.
Rely on Greg to do his job.
So, with that being the situation, you're going to contact Kaitis first, and Erudite, upon sending a message his way,
will nod slowly and then look at you and go, I believe that Mr. Kaitis will be attempting to drop by at some point. I don't know exactly when, though.
Great. Thank you, Erudite. Or Rudi, I should say.
You're welcome. And then she will go off to go do her own thing. As you notice that many of your teammates are all kind of wandering away and beginning to work on their own little projects. Your brother is quite busy setting up the estate itself and making sure that you have the proper employees to work here.
Mm-hmm.
First, you begin going about finding someone who can teach you Draconic. Now, how do you think Deah would go about doing this at first?
Well,
because you know your companion's going to be busy with Blue Cloak work. So unfortunately, Erudite is not able to help you.
Since she doesn't really know where to start, I think she would go ask Avro if he knows any Draconic teachers. Or people who could teach her Draconic.
Upon asking Avro, he would look at you and basically go, we've got a couple of Dragonborn in the company, but they're busy. I can try and send a message over to the governor, and see what he can do for us. If you're looking for something like that. He's probably got some friend who can teach you the language.
Sure, it works for me.
All right. If he does have anybody, I'll try and send him over to your estate in a bit. Well, a few days. All right.
Sounds good.
So, while also doing a few other things, which we will get to in time, go back to your estate and you wait for the teacher to show up. And one day, an individual is led in to the estate to teach you Draconic, and you see the familiar form of Lelethia Lathiar, the green dragonborn sorcerer.
Ah, that's right. It's like, hey, Alessio.
Hello there. So nice to see you.
Good to see you. What you been up to?
Well, I've been doing a bit of scholarly work and some more archaeology. It's all pretty boring, but still, I've been learning a bit more. But I heard you need someone to do some teaching for you to learn Draconic.
Yeah, if you'd be willing. I started a little bit because Rudi taught me a little bit, but she had to go, do Blue Cloak stuff or whatever. So.
All right. In that case, it shouldn't. If you know some of the basics, it shouldn't be that tough. I think I can teach you the rest. It'll probably cost about 250 gold. As unfortunately, I am taking time away from my work to do this, so I hope you don't mind.
You said it would cost 200 because I already.
Oh, sorry, you're right. 200.
Like, I've been
200
saving
gold.
for this. I don't have to be.
I misspoke. It's tough to do this while thinking of this voice.
Yes.
About 200 gold.
Yeah, I will. I can afford that. I've been
preparing
to learn that.
So I'm sure I can do that for you. So let's get down to brass tacks and see what we can do for you.
All right.
And more or less every day until the beginning of summer, where the rest of the team will then reconvene and we'll go back to normal game.
Mm-hmm.
Lelethia shows up every once in a while, basically every day, and teaches you the language for a few hours, and then goes back to go do a little bit more business on her own. If you guys do have guest rooms in the house, so you could potentially set her up with a guest room for the time.
Sure. I'm sure the gang will love to have her around.
Well, most of the gang will. Rudi, unfortunately, has wandered off somewhere else.
Damn.
So
You don't think you have to worry about that, but most of the gang is pretty pleased to have the Lethia.
Yeah,
hanging
I
about.
know they like her having her around. I'll let her use a guest room.
And Ro is not present, thankfully.
Unfortunately.
And that goes on as until summer, wherein you would then learn Draconic fully. You can add that to your character sheet, and you will be capable of speaking Draconic.
Yeah. Can I drag that in, or do I just add it?
You can just go over to the compendium and then type in Draconic and then drag it over.
All right, there's a search bar.
Yeah, just go to the search bar and type in Draconic.
Got it. Proficiencies. Boop.
Yeah, there you go. And that's it. It shows right up. And then a little later on, a familiar-looking individual does show up at the gates of the estate. Wearing a nice-looking suit, with his short cropped hair, is Kaitis in his humanoid form.
All right. Deah goes to greet him.
Hello there. It's nice to see you again.
It's great to see you. I kind of didn't think you'd show up, honestly.
Well, I have time. I figured I may as well, and it's better to be inside of a building during winter than outside of one. It's bitterly cold up here.
Yeah. Well, why don't you come in? I think we have tea or maybe coffee in the kitchen.
You would know that.
Do we have tea and coffee?
Of course, you guys have a full set of supplies in this place. I'm assuming.
Did we ever set up the magic coffee machine?
I don't know.
we still have that's Kate's thing.
I'd imagine at some point, yes, Kate would probably set that up. But you do also have Madeleine.
Yeah.
Who is quite a capable cook and would most likely regularly make like breakfast sweets like danishes and the like. So you do have food in the house as well.
All right.
So I see you've managed to find your own home. You made no mention of this when I last saw you.
Yeah, this is a recent development. I'm still kind of getting used to it because it's been a very long time since I had a home that doesn't move. So, let alone one as large as this.
Still very interesting. It's nice to see.
Yeah.
Please. What has happened since I last seen you?
Yeah. Well, the creature responsible for us dropping down into the Underdark, where we met you, we did eventually catch up to it and kill it, so that's cool development. Was a nasty little thing. But we got 2 new companions that you haven't met yet, but Maddie should be around here somewhere. She's a delight, very sweet, very good cook. And then we have Gael, who I don't think you'll meet because he's a
was going to say I did notice some different sense in the proximity.
Yes. Yeah.
No, actually, I should mention that in Kaitis' breast pocket, he does appear to have what looked like a small set of black sunglasses.
Aha! So the sun is very bright, huh?
He does not like the sun. It's also quite bright out with all of this snow. I find it a little annoying.
It's yeah, the sun reflects off of it quite bad, but it's not too different from the glare off the waves, but it's quite beautiful.
Okay. But
No, that's about that about sums it up. We got that estate, but what have you been up to? You've been exploring, I'm sure.
I have. I found quite a bit around here. It's an interesting place, the surface. It's very different from what I'm used to.
And staying out of trouble, I hope.
I've been doing what I can. I believe I have caused some trouble at some point, but for the most part, it was well deserved. So I can't rightly say that I've become a problem. Nonetheless, I have also begun to do a bit of looking into my old home.
Your old home?
Yes, I was very curious about. Well, I heard you mentioning, you and your team mentioning it taking longer when you
Yeah.
get out.
We were down there for like, what was it, like 5 days?
It was like a week, and you left it like you came back and it was 10 days.
Yeah. Yeah, we were down there for a week, according to us, but when we came back to the surface, 10 days had passed instead.
Well, I decided to do a bit of travel and find out why that was, and I've discovered something a touch interesting that I feel I may as well inform you of.
By all
See,
means.
I took a trip over to the neighboring continent, the one that's even colder than this, to the north. Seoge, that's it.
Seoge.
Now, I took a trip over to that one, and I found myself in their section of the Underdark as well, and there was no such discrepancy in the time. I went down there for a week, I came back, it was a week later.
Huh. So are Underdarks different, or?
I can see no reason for them to be, they're simply underground. I've yet to make any trips to other continents, but it appears that this may be something happening only in this section of the Underground.
I don't suppose you have any idea of why that would
None
be.
whatsoever. Potentially there's something causing this effect that resides down below, I would not know. Or an old curse or enchantment or what have you. There are many different options. But I don't know the answer.
That's very interesting. Hmm.
Nonetheless, the short one wanted to see me at one point.
Oh! She's not here right now.
Ah.
But you're welcome
Very
to
well.
come back anytime, and hopefully she'll be here one of those days.
I may stay for a little while if it would not be any inconvenience to you.
Yeah, of course, of course. And I've been learning some Draconic of my own, and she goes like, she basically says, "Hi, my name's Deah" in Draconic.
Are you
It's
still
very simple.
learning, I'm guessing?
But still a little, yes. Yeah, I
It
haven't.
sounds a bit stiff, but it will come in time, I'm sure.
It's a very interesting language. I do like it.
Yes, it's much more guttural than some of the other languages I've heard, but still, it's.
Well,
it is
I
mine.
know guttural. The deep speech and all.
I still don't know why you understand that language, but
Neither do I, but we're just rolling with it.
to its own. I may stay here for a little while, if you permit me, and I may attempt to see if I can find out a bit more information here, and then go wherever I wish and
Yeah,
why
yeah.
it is.
I'm glad you seem to be doing well.
I'm attempting
Wouldn't
to.
have I wouldn't have wanted you to stay trapped down there.
Nor would I. I'm quite pleased to be free of my
Just seemed
prison.
very unfair. So glad to have helped in any way.
I do appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Yeah. No,
Again,
kid.
I believe that my debt has been paid to you all, but still, I do appreciate your assistance.
Yeah, yeah.
But,
Now, go on. Sorry.
oh, please continue.
No, I'm just gonna offer you a Danish.
Ah, thank you.
Very, very tasty.
Thank you. And you would speak with Caius for a little bit more past that point, but eventually he does leave the estate fully, stating that he has not found out any more information on why it is that the Underdark acts so bizarrely.
Mm-hmm.
And it does appear that he will continue looking into that, trying to find out why that is.
Okay. Unexpected, but not unappreciated.
And come spring, unfortunately, your pet rat Timo would pass away.
Yeah.
As unfortunately he was already quite old by this point, and come spring it was finally his time, and he died. And there was a small ceremony that you guys had in the garden, where you made a small marker for said rat. Your comrade Gael was fortunately around at that moment in time, as he had been out performing more work for the Blue Cloaks at the moment, for the most part. But he was there for that ceremony and was able to be there for it, as was your brother.
Mm-hmm.
And there is now inside of the garden a small marker for the pet rat Timo.
Yay!
And now you are no longer at risk of having the rat killed.
Yeah.
Like, say, if you went underwater.
Can't kill what's already dead.
Yeah. And now let's get to the big stuff. You also want to do a bit of research on the ship, the Temptation, and your previous captain, Takma Blackheart.
Yeah.
All right. So, where will you be doing your research?
Well, wasn't there a place in the Platinum District that had like records as well?
Yes, there is. There is a section where they keep more records, especially in regards to crime and the like. And that would probably be your best bets. And I would say that with a bit of convincing involving Alvaro showing up with you, you would eventually get the governor's permission to do so. It does take a bit of probing and pushing from Alvaro to allow it to finally happen. But in time, you are guaranteed permission to go see the records that are kept. Now, you have 3 seasons-ish, with fall being more or less half of a season. Well, not even half, like a third of a season. And then the time will basically be up. So I'm going to need to see 3 investigation checks, and by the end of that, I will tell you all the information you managed to find.
3 investigation. Okay, not bad.
Not bad at all. Okay, so that's quite good altogether. You would find out that the information in regards to personal details for one Captain Takma Blackheart is very limited. There was only 1 arrest on him in Srisane.
It was was more or less a drunken disorderly charge, and that was about it. As at the time, this is an older record, I would say, about 40-ish years back. At the time, he did not appear to have the notoriety that he had later on. So he may have either been not a particularly well-known pirate at the time, may still have been legit, you don't know. But there's more or less only one arrest here, interesting. But past that point, you see that the number of charges that he begins to build up over time, as each of them are dated, it does begin to rise, but they never really were particularly violent per se. For the most part, a majority of the raids on ships and towns resulted in very little loss of life, if any at all. People got hurt, definitely. Not many people died. But you see that he had a sizable bounty before the event occurred. Now, past that event, you see that the Temptation, which is being assumed to still be piloted by Captain Takma, though no one has properly identified him.
Mm-hmm.
The number of charges against it have risen dramatically, and many of them do involve quite violent charges. There are murders that have been noted. Entire ships have been sunk, and any individuals who were left behind were either kept prisoner and sold off as slaves to more underground figures, or offered no quarter and were killed. And while there were not as many raids on towns, on major coastlines such as Odela or any of the other continents, there are many reports from island towns that happen to be in the sea, or supply towns that are again in the sea, that report the Temptation striking against them and raiding towns. And it all appears to have happened in a raising frequency. You will say, disturbingly enough, there is one report that goes into detail that a member of their force appeared to be using some type of magic to greatly reduce the forces of the individuals trying to defend the town. What kind of magic it was is not detailed, as a majority of the people there weren't able to get a proper look or died after seeing it.
So, was the magic like literally killing them, or just like they died after seeing it?
The magic was being used to attack the town. And a majority of the people who were able to get a proper look at it are assumed to be dead, as, well, they were close enough to see the attack and then they were found dead later on. And the people who were able to get close glimpses of it weren't able to really who were near but survived, didn't get good looks at it because they were busy hiding or running the hell away.
Mm-hmm.
So there are not many details on what type of magic it was.
Okay. And there doesn't seem to be like a specific pattern that they're going in on the islands, or is it just like seemingly random? Or
there does not appear to be a specific pattern, but they are hitting much faster than one would expect.
Okay.
Specifically, the Temptation is being reported to have attacked islands that are what should have been a week to 2 week long travel between the two within a matter of about 3 to 4 days.
So they're also physically traveling faster, not just attacking more frequently.
It appears to be so, yes.
I'm taking notes of my own.
I can tell. I can hear the faint scratching of pencil on paper.
Okay.
But are there any other minor things that you would like to do? The burial and meeting Caius wouldn't have taken that much time. And a majority of the information you received probably would have been a lot of like looking through old records and checking up every once in a while for more. So you could potentially do maybe one other small thing, but it depends on what you want to do.
Can't really think of something right now.
Now is the time.
I know. I'm trying, but yeah, I can't really think of anything.
Okay.
Just hanging out, reading her the novels she got from Rudi. And...
Yes, the novels that you got from Rudi, which you'll be able to get your novels no matter what, as assuming even if she buys like the lowest tier on the library, you'll still get your books because
they're just kind of fun. Yeah.
they're just books, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah. So she just kind of spends her days, kind of. Even if she doesn't have like a training ground, she's, practices.
There is a training ground that has been made.
Yeah. Okay. So her free time kind of goes to like, keeping her fighting skills sharp
and continuing with your practice and work.
Yep, and
okay,
and reading those cool novels.
Gotcha. And I will say, the individual you'd probably be doing the most practice with would most likely be Mercy. She is frequently seen training there when she's not doing her part-time job. And you would note that Mercy is displaying some different skills than she had last time, such as being able to create a duplicate that would appear behind you and distract you, permitting her to be able to land some strikes upon you.
Rude. Cheap tactics.
This is coming from a rogue.
Yeah, I know.
But with that being said, considering you guys are using wooden weapons, it's not anything serious. But still, it's interesting to see your companion's improvements. Mm-hmm. And if there's nothing else you'd like to do, you meet back up with the rest of your team in the beginning of summer.
All right.
And we will end that there. Jelly.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think Maddie would like to do during the time skip?
Well, this is the time when everyone is settled from the mansion, right?
Everybody's all doing their own thing in the mansion, more or less.
Okay. Is this also the time that we could get the garden working?
Yes, and I believe that's something that the others are going to handle. So, more or less, what are you going to do?
Other than the garden, I guess.
Yeah. Like I know, So Jolly, Maddie's going to learn how to make. Is going to learn smithing tools.
Yes.
And make a magic item.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else other than that? Because I can't think of much else.
Other than work at a bakery or like go back home for at least a little while.
Right, that's it. You're going to work at the bakery for a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
She needs to get her money back.
She can get some of your money back. Yeah.
She can try.
So right off the bat, let's handle the creation and learning first. So you would, after a little bit of time and looking around, you'd figure out that the best place to go and find out where to learn how to use smithing tools would actually be with Danae's personal assistant, Mr. Cog.
Mr. Cog.
Yep. And he would be able to teach you how to go about doing smithing and the like. And for you, it's not the most fun work, as it does require quite a bit of strength. But you find that like the smaller, the more detailed work, where you're kind of like working with a small thing that requires a fine hand, that's a lot easier.
Yes.
So you would, after more or less the rest of fall, would gain proficiency with Smith's tools after working with Mr. Cog, who is a very quiet individual. And after that, you also had the idea to create something that would protect you a little bit.
Yes.
And you had heard of one of the others talking about something that would go inside of the Wayfinder that they had found, called an Ion Stone, and you decided to kind of look into that a little bit. And for a good couple of weeks, you spend quite a few days inside of the library, poring over books detailing Ion Stones, and eventually you turn back to Asagio and ask him about how they are created. And since you are a fairly nice young lady and are very polite, he is willing to describe how you would go about doing it. Now, he describes it to you, not entirely expecting you to be able to do so, as you don't look like someone who casts magic or like someone who is going to be crafting a magic item.
Gee, that's understandable.
It is. I mean, you're dressed like a baker.
Yeah.
But you find that it's actually not that difficult. You just have to go about it in a different way. But you figure out that if you get a hold of a gem and you work on it for quite a while and put some money into it, you're pretty sure you can emulate a bit of a protection effect. So you go out and buy this small little the small chunk of dusty rose quartz. I will send you a picture.
Okay.
And you shape it into a small prism, and over a period of more or less the rest of winter, you begin weaving magic into it, so that will provide a protection effect to whomever is in possession of it. And by which I mean they have to be attuned to it, and they have to have it revolving around their head.
Right. What color is the stone entirely? It's just.
It is like rose quartz.
Oh.
So
I don't know where the image is.
Don't worry, I'm sending you one right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so don't worry. Like this one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that is eventually what you settle on for your Ion Stone of Protection. Now, basically, it's an item that you have to attune to. You only have 3 of those that you can, 3 slots for those. And when you want to use it, you have to basically take it and throw it up around your head, and the thing will just start revolving around you.
I have to what now?
Like throw it. Like you put it up near your head, and it just starts kind of revolving around your head.
Oh.
Yeah, like throw it up, as in like you literally throw it.
Like a Pokeball?
Well, you're throwing it straight up towards your head, not like on the ground.
Yeah.
But yes, like a Pokeball. But more or less, by winter's end, you do succeed in creating an Ion Stone of Protection. It costs you 600 gold, but you still manage to do it.
Nice. God, you must be tired though.
Oh, it took a lot of trial and error.
I can see that.
That's the thing. You as a sorcerer, your magic is very much based off of just kind of winging it, because your magic is something that just comes naturally to you.
Oh.
So, more or less, making magic items for you is quite a bit of just kind of going for it and seeing what happens. You have an idea in mind, and with persistence and effort, eventually something like that comes into being.
Yeah. It is also new to her anyway, so she's not used to it.
This is also true. I believe that should do it. Fuck. I'll figure out how to put that in properly. So you now have the Dusty Rose Prism Ion Stone.
Okay.
Which you're pretty sure you can make more of. It'd still take time. So it's not something that you can just kind of like hammer out in a day. It'll take like several weeks to months. It's not gonna be a quick and easy thing.
So does it take an action just to, cast or use the ring? I mean the Ion Stone.
The Ion Stone to use an action to throw one of the Ion Stones in the air. You could just have it revolving around your head at all times, though.
Oh. It'll look weird a little bit.
It'll look weird and it'll be very noticeable. But if you want to at the beginning of combat go, I throw my Ion Stone above my head, you have to declare it, but it'll be there.
Okay. I mean, she's not gonna have it floating around right now. Possibly, I don't know, when she's traveling with the blue cloaks later on, she will have it on. But right now, no, not really.
Gotcha. So in that case, on your sheet, I've now added an AC modifier. You just tick off the part that says, the little checkbox next to Dusty Rose Prism. It's underneath attacks. When it's checked, you have a 12 AC. When it's not checked, you have an 11.
So I just
click it.
Like click the Dusty Rose Prism, or?
No, you click the checkbox next to it.
The checkbox.
It's directly under attacks and spellcasting.
Oh, attacks and spellcasting. Wait. Oh, I see it. Okay.
Yeah. So you just click that checkbox and your AC goes from 11 to 12 or 12 to 11.
Oh, okay. So
and congratulations, you have your new magic item. Now, you also want to do a bit of baking back at your home.
Yeah, because she's homesick.
I figured. Now, did you have a name in mind for the bakery?
God, no, I don't.
You don't?
Oh God, I thought I did, but now I don't anymore.
Oh no.
Could always use the last name, to be honest.
Broadbeck's. Yeah, that would actually work pretty well.
Yeah.
Broadbeck's Bakery.
Yeah. That could work.
Yeah, okay. So, Broadbeck's Bakery. You'd find yourself going back there to do a little bit of work and to make a bit of money, and just to see your father, to be honest, because you haven't seen him in quite some time.
Yeah.
And upon entering the bakery, your father, a man with kind of fluffy brown hair, wearing a chef's hat and an apron, which is quite filthy and covered in flour and the like, would look at you and go, Maddie?
Yes? Hi,
it's
Dad.
So nice to see you again. How have you been?
tired.
I'm guessing that happens a lot because of what you're doing. It's so good to see you. I'm so happy to see that you're okay.
Yeah, it's been well, sort of.
Your little friend's been missing you, by the way.
Oh.
I don't rightly know where they've gone off to, but I'm sure you'll see the cat in a bit. Is there something you're looking for? Do you want something to drink, or are you looking to? It's just so nice to see you. What are you doing here?
I just came back home for a little while because I got homesick.
Oh, well, sure that's bound to happen eventually. You're not. Nothing bad's happened, right?
No. Well, the first mission didn't go well, I'll say.
You think back to the fireball burning at your face.
And that's why I remembered. It was like, oh my gosh, she almost died.
Yup. Yeah, you came very close to that.
Yep, but she did it, so yay.
Well, it's good to hear there's nothing wrong. At least, hey, do you want to help me around the shop for a bit? I'm trying to get everything done, and it's a bit tougher without having a second set of hands.
Of course, Dad. I'm always here for you.
All right, thank you very much, sweetie. Hey, I'm sure Mary will find you at some point. Oh well. All right, back to work. And I'm gonna need you to roll me the. Oh man, what is your tools for that?
It's the cook's utensils?
Yes, it's cook's utensils.
Oh god, okay, yep, I see it. Oh my god!
Nice! It helps quite a bit that you have expertise in this.
Oh god.
And it also guarantees that you make a good chunk of change. So yeah. So you would wind up making for all of spring leading into summer. You would wind up making I think it's 205 gold total.
Oh, 205?
Yep.
Okay, calculations again.
You're not very good at math, are you?
Nope, I haven't had math class since 2 years, so I don't know.
205 would make your remaining gold 846.
Nice! Somewhat good. Okay.
So you got a fair amount of money, and you managed to spend a bit of time with your father. Would you stay at home for spring and keep working there, or would you go back to the estate every night? It's very much up to you.
Like, how far is the travel back?
The estate's a 2-mile walk, which
wow, really, that's that close.
It sounds like a lot to people who don't walk now, but like 2 miles for what you do, not bad at all.
No, that's why I was like, wow, it's that close to the estate. Well, I mean, since the estate is close by, it's not that bad, so, I think she would visit every now and then.
All right. So yeah, you drop by every once in a while and go from there. But yeah, that is more or less what you were going to do. You didn't have a huge amount, so it doesn't look like this is going to take too long, and I'll be able to maybe get to Kate as well. So yeah, is there anything else that you'd like to do? Anything small? Anything you haven't thought of?
Nope. I can't think of anything right now.
Excellent. All right. In that case, we should be good to go.
Nice.
All right. So, yeah, we'll finish that up there. Kate.
Yes.
What is Morrigan going to be doing during the time skip?
So, as we have discussed, she is going to be retraining, getting a little dumber or a little less wise in the process.
A little less perceptive, we'll say.
Yeah. But managing to never fall off a building again because I'm getting Elven Grace and I never have to roll athletics.
Well,
I know.
We'll see. You'll probably have to roll it again, but you won't have to roll it for climbing anymore.
Yes. So I get to climb everywhere. It's going to be great.
Yeah. And then you're going to start rolling poorly on acrobatics.
I'm going to test that. Oh, wait, no, you're like editing my sheet.
Yeah, I'm doing something right now.
Damn it. Hold on. I can do this. 1d 20 plus 10. Eat that.
Hey, it doesn't matter very much right now.
I know.
So you are going to go for that. What else?
I'm gonna work during the time.
Okay.
Should I be saying this in character, like using my Morrigan voice? Okay.
No need.
Just checking. Okay. I'll be working during the time. Well, everyone's gone and left me. And at some points, I'd like to have a conversation with Avaro. And get that necklace done.
You're finally going to do a little bit of work on that necklace, which you've had like that on that emerald, which you've had for who knows how long by this point.
It's only been like a couple months.
Yeah, it's still a while. And this is a fairly sizable emerald, if I remember correctly. So, pardon me.
Pardon?
No, I accidentally just belched. So, first off, let's go with the goggles that detect magic. I already told you.
I forgot.
Yep, I already told you the price on those. Those would be 700 gold.
Hold on, let me do math.
Why do you have so many long swords in your inventory?
That was a mistake. That was me messing around with shit. I do have one longsword that I claimed. 1546. That's minus.
There we go.
Yeah, I was just messing around. I would pull them in to just like mess around with my proficiencies and weapons, and I guess I never noticed them going to the bottom of my.
And you have a potion of healing, and you drank it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Did I not take it off the list?
No, when it goes to 0, you still have to delete it. So to delete something, you click the lock button down at the bottom right.
Oh, that I know.
Yeah, and then you click it off.
Mm-hmm. I just did mother because I knew it was marked 0. But it's fine. There we go. It's gone.
Okay. So the goggles of detect magic, which you can get made by Asagio, are 700 gold. You would wind up getting them a little later than Erudite, as she already had them commissioned for you before you.
That's fair.
So let me just. Basically, by the end of it, you would have a set of large, kind of not necessarily bulky goggles, but they're
steampunk-esque.
Not steampunk-esque per se. Like they're still definitely made of like leather and glass and like brass and stuff like that. As those are some of the most available materials and most reliable ones. But they do have a kind of a slightly like sleek shape to them. Kind of a boxy lens as well.
Like what's it called? Pilot goggles? Like this old like
Okay. Yeah.
So diesel punk.
Sure. Yeah, that's actually not a bad way of putting it.
I know all my punks.
Pilot goggles is exactly what I was thinking of. Perfect. Good on you. So they look a bit like pilot goggles. There is one thing You find out that when you wear them, if you're looking at something that's particularly magical or particularly strong in magic, they shine a lot brighter.
Okay.
To the point where something that is too magical could be a bit of a problem.
Like, kind of like looking at the sun kind of thing?
Like if it was magical enough, it'd be more like turning on a light while wearing night vision goggles.
I've never done that, so the analogy is lost on me.
Basically, it would be blinding.
Okay.
Not permanently blinding, but still blinding.
Gotcha. Does the magic like ever fade, wear off or fade out or anything? Like, does it need to be like too?
Oh, you mean from the item?
Yeah, for the goggles.
Oh, no.
Okay, just want to double check because it would really suck if I had to if we were in some super important mission and then
it stopped working.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not like an artificer magic item. It's an actual magic item. Also, where'd you gonna buy a bird?
I was thinking of that. Yeah. Can I get a bird?
You could certainly buy a bird cage, and I'm sure the place should have like a raven or something like that, as they are fairly intelligent birds, and a lot easier to get a hold of than say a parrot.
How much is that?
Let me see. Animals. You can get a dead parrot for a copper.
I'm not gonna get dead.
It is deceased. It is pining for the fjords.
That's Monty Python reference.
It is. Good catch. A raven would cost about 10 gold.
10 gold?
Yeah.
It's already gone.
All right. I would say a live parrot would cost 20, and they don't have one.
I have a funny story about Monty Python that I gotta tell you.
Nah, later. Yeah, we gotta stick to the business.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Later.
Ooh, it's messaging me.
It's not me this time.
It's not. So yeah, you would have you would get a pet raven. You know.
I already have a name, and I'm not telling you yet because you're gonna make fun of me.
I will. Next, let's go to you making the necklace with the emerald you have. You have already. Did you already check off the silver that you purchased?
No, I did not. Because how much is that going to cost? That's going to be how much?
It's 5 gold for a pound.
5 gold for a pound. So
and I'm going to be honest here, you're not going to use a full pound.
Yeah. Okay.
Not unless you're making some absurd Flava Flav necklace.
That's the rapper dude.
Yes.
For a hot second, I thought you were gonna say what's it called? I thought Flava Flav was some weird French filigree.
No. So we'll just say that you use a fifth.
Right. Yeah.
Because you do also have to do the setting.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna have you please roll me a jeweler's tools check for that.
All right. I'm scared.
I'll see what happens. All right. You cut the emerald and place it into a setting on a well polished setting of silver with a chain. And all around, you say it comes out pretty good. You think you'd be able to get about 600 gold for it if you got the right buyer.
600?
Yeah. If I remember correctly, the emerald itself was valued at valued at 500. So.
Oh, well, yeah. I guess I can tell you now because Jess messaged me the day after she handed I can't remember if it was the day after she found the emerald in game or the day after she gave it to me.
Yep.
And she was like, "That thing could be worth 1,200 gold." So I was like, "Am I getting that?" Probably not though.
It was absolutely not 1,200 gold.
Okay.
Unless you found the right person, but I don't think that was right at all.
Dang it. Okay, so emerald necklace was 600. Okay.
So it'd be 1431.
Yeah. No, I'm writing all these notes down because I'm not gonna be able to listen to it later.
Gotcha. Next, you're going to try to swap out your feat of Observant and replace it with Elven Grace.
Elven Grace.
I'll be honest here. No one really is going to be teaching you that because it's more or less you just practicing. And it begins with you just trying to climb around the estate.
I had that mental image. Remember, you've seen Mulan.
I have.
You know that scene during Make a Man Out of You where she's trying to climb it. Yep, that's what Morgan's doing just every day.
Well, no, the thing is with you, it's a lot less strength training and a lot more just figuring out how to move quickly and very delicately across things and being able to lift yourself using more speed and grace than strength and grit.
Yeah.
So you figure out that sometimes the best way for you to climb up something isn't to move slowly and get a good grip with your hands. It's to very quickly, like, almost kind of run and, like, kind of, like, push yourself up and launch yourself up towards things. That way you spend less time straining your muscles, which you found out does not work out well for you.
Like a gecko running over water.
That's actually a modern religion, if I remember correctly.
I don't remember. I'm a creative writing major, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know science, biologies.
Or analogies.
Shut up.
But you would, by the end of, say, the first, like, this is all basic stuff you could have done, like, by the first, like, the end of fall. So you're able to get that done pretty easily.
Hell yeah.
You also wanted to talk to Avro?
Yeah. I wanted to chat with him about, like, what Minerva had told me about him leaving. And by the way, we've been getting the dates wrong this entire time.
Who has?
Both of us, because I checked my notes in Morgan's bio. The treaty was in 1847. That's nearly 90 years ago. We've been rounding down this whole time. And she left 3 years before that, so it's now 90 years since she's left. So I didn't realize it until I, like, checked the dates and was, like, doing the math as to, like, wait a minute, how old is Morrigan again? So just for future notice.
All right, cool.
Yeah. I want to talk to him about, like, that, like, hey.
All right. So at some point you would wind up getting yourself up over to the Lucky Sapphire, and you would find Alvaro fairly easily. You know, he's
running the bar.
He's running the bar for the most part.
Alvaro, you busy?
Not really. No. Why?
Awesome. Just wanted to talk.
Mm-hmm.
Can I, like, pull out my flask and, like, take a drink? Because I feel like asking him for a drink and right after saying I want to talk is rude.
Okay.
But anyway, she's gonna, like, sit down at the bar because I assume he's on the other side of it.
Yep.
He is?
Yeah, he is.
Okay. And she's gonna go, so I remember that mission you sent us, thing you sent us on down in Oddglass?
Yep.
We were in your office and I noticed something, and then I asked Minerva something. You were an Actio?
Yes. Don't really try to hide it.
Fair. Is that got anything to do with why there's no Blue Cloaks outpost on that case?
No. Yes, kind of. Not really. It's mostly because if you give them enough time, they're going to start fighting again. And I don't care to get involved in either side. So I'm not going to put cloaks over there until either one side wins or they both stop acting like assholes or whatever. But I'm not putting a blue cloak branch over there because I don't want anybody to be recruited to one side, because that just causes nothing but trouble.
I mean, there's. Were you? How do I put this in a way that's not like super fucking? When was the last time you were there?
Quite a while ago.
Anything more specific than that?
Not really. Mostly because I don't remember the exact number, but quite a long time. Yeah, no. It was probably around, I think before the treaty.
Me too. Where'd you live, anyways? I was down by Gehan, but I asked Minerva and she said she had no clue.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't think it's terribly important now. For a while, I was in Fanbor.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't born there. I was just born in some village. But I worked out of Fanbor and other towns like that for a while.
I'm like nodding as if you can see it because I'm like writing this all down. And what led you all the way on the other side of the map?
Just didn't care to be there anymore.
I'm honestly surprised he's not asking me why the fuck I'm asking him. Worked.
I'm guessing you're trying to get at something?
Call it curiosity. Haven't run into a lot of people from back from home, so I have a weird tendency to latch on when I find them.
That's fair. Look, most of the people who left at the same time I did left for the same reason.
What was that reason?
He didn't say exactly when he left, so you wouldn't know.
And what kind of reason was that?
You don't know your history that well, do you?
Out of character. No, I don't, because you won't let me reread the thing.
Yeah, because you're not supposed to be able to.
In character, you probably know.
You'd have to roll a history check.
All right, let me do that.
Yeah. Actually, because you left before the treaty, right?
Yes.
Okay.
3 years before the treaty. And
Oh, in that case, hold on. Let me double check the dating on that. Yeah, you left before. You with the 13, you wouldn't know the exact detail, but you do know that at some point after you left, there was some kind of a conflict that occurred between the elves and the dwarves. It was more or less just a conflict on a battlefield.
This thing I remember.
Something happened, and a lot of people wound up dead.
I'm writing this down. At some point, Big Boom happened.
No, you don't even know that detail. You know that a lot of people wound up dead, and you don't know how.
I know. I'm shorthanding it for my notes. All right. Well, so I do know this. Yes.
You know a bit of it.
Yeah. Well, I remember there was some big thing that happened, and I wasn't there at the time.
All right. Yeah, I do it.
Do what?
Nothing.
Oh. Wait, was that in character or out of character? Because your Avro voice is your regular voice.
I know.
I get confused.
No, that's Avro.
Oh. Okay.
If you left before it and you don't know exactly what happened, then you really wouldn't get it.
Try me.
No, I'm good.
Can I roll? What do I roll to not have him do that?
You could try to roll persuasion.
So I'm efficient. Are you sure?
Confident.
That's not gonna work. Yeah. It's not gonna work. It's not high enough.
If you look a little bit more into your history, I'm sure you'll figure it out. But
Fine.
I don't care all that much to talk about it. I left because I didn't want to be there anymore. Simple as that.
Morgan just nods. Because I can't ask everyone else. Who else knows of like was Minerva like? Did everyone else here like Avro knows everything about you? Because I know she mentioned it to Deah, but I'm not sure if everyone else heard that.
I don't recall exactly who was in the room, but it's not a secret.
Okay.
Like, it was like Deah was in the same room. Actually, no, it was basically just you two in the same room because you're the one that decided to do something dumb and jump out a window.
No, I mean before that, back when we were still in Hourglass and...
Oh, yeah, no, in that case, everybody was around.
Okay, so everybody everybody knows that Minerva knows that Avro knows everything?
Minerva basically said to you guys that she's pretty confident that her husband knows basically all he needs to.
Okay.
Maybe more.
I wanted to ask that before I ended up asking anything else. Okay. Sorry.
Just a clarifying detail.
She's gonna fidget with her flask for a little bit and she's gonna go, so your wife also mentioned you know a lot about all of us.
Yep.
I suppose you could tell me what else I have to hide? Not have to hide? I don't know. Better way of phrasing it.
I already know that you're part of some dead thieves guild.
Dissolved?
They're gone. Dead's the word. I already knew about that.
I don't suppose you'd know who would be recognizing me in all this you're saying, just out of curiosity.
No. But if you're involved in the criminal underground in some way, I'm sure plenty of people would recognize you in their own little way. I mean, you've also got that big downside of being an elf that makes it really tough to not be recognizable. You know, the whole living for a long time thing. It's kind of hard to ignore. So the people who know about you, and the people who need to keep knowing about you will keep knowing about you.
Damn.
Yep.
I kind of want to just roll insight on the whole last statement. Can I?
Sure.
Awesome. Because it's just, I got a vibe from him. Yep, that's useless.
Well, it depends on what were you trying to pick up out of curiosity?
At first I was trying to pick up, like, does he actually not know who's telling the dwarf off? Would there be time for me to go and ask him what he knows about the Rosenvales or anything like that?
You can deal with that during summer because he doesn't come back for some time.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Like so many people are walking by the lounge. I'm always scared somebody's gonna walk in. Okay, so never mind that. Like, I'm guessing I would be able to tell whether or not he's lying to me about knowing shit.
You wouldn't know.
All right.
He's a tough guy to read.
I figured. It's the dragon thing.
Sure.
Can I?
No, you don't get to roll to see if he's a dragon.
Why do you hate me?
Because you're predictable.
But anyways, I'm gonna ask something else. How do I phrase this in a way that makes sense? And you don't know anything. You know I was in the Thieves Guild, and that's it.
Did a lot of wandering, from what I heard. And judging by what you said to me already, you left Ekes before the treaty, which means you were still around for the fighting, which means probably a pretty good chance that something happened to your village or your family.
Oh, how perceptive.
Yeah.
Do you want to know, or are you just going to find out on your own?
I'm sure I'll find out on my own. Or I won't. Who knows?
You wouldn't be able to find someone for me if I asked.
Depends, really.
Depends on what?
Depends on who it is. If I figure out that it's for something that's going to cause trouble for my group, I won't tell you anything. But depends on who it is, mostly.
I don't think he'd cause trouble.
Yeah.
So,
probably not a big deal then. Who is it?
my brother?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sure I could find something like that.
Really?
It'll take time. Yeah, it'll take time. But yeah, I'm sure I could do that.
Is that going to cost anything? I what?
It's going to take patience.
As you can clearly tell, I have that in spades.
You'll have to learn to have it, at the very least. You got hundreds of years ahead of you. At the very least, you should learn to be patient.
How old are you, anyways?
Older than you think?
I don't like that. Not gonna give me a rough estimate?
You want to try and guess?
Above or below 500? Can I get that?
Below 500, definitely.
Around 350?
A little higher. Closer to 400. 388.
I get ever lower.
I'll point out, he doesn't look 388.
Like in the way that elves don't look their age, or like just like as an elf,
388 in elves is middle-aged.
Okay.
He does not look middle-aged. He looks young.
Great skincare routine or something?
Yeah, something like that.
I swear to God, if he actually is a dragon, I'm going to kill you. Alright. Alright. I guess I have to go. How do I leave the conversation? I'm just gonna head out, but before I go, Do you know anything about something back on that case?
I know plenty. Fortunately.
Where? Okay. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry. There was when I left. There was something I saw, and I. Is this where I'm from? No, that's not. And I was wondering if you knew anything about it.
I don't. I can't tell you what I know about something if you don't tell me what it is we're talking about.
Out of character, this is me stalling while I find the file that I wrote it down in.
Gotcha.
This is it? Yes! Everything is labeled untitled document in my files.
That is a bad filing system.
Yeah, you sound like my tutors.
They're right.
Shut up. I saw this flag. It was orange. It had a hand. It was holding a heart. This gray one. Does that mean anything to you?
Actually, I should have rolled that publicly. Well, privately to myself because you don't get to know. Never mind, I can't do that. Sounds like maybe Kudakara.
I'm sorry? Thank you. Kudakara. I don't suppose you have any idea who the fuck they are.
Stonehearts. It's a supposed to be one of the something like a battalion or something like that. Don't remember the exact details.
Can I roll insight on that?
Sure.
Rolls
Hard
are
to
shit
read
tonight. No, he's always hard to read. He's a bitch. Alright. They're a battalion. Okay, he said he doesn't know details, right? So I can't just ask him whether or not he's run into them. Shit. Morgan's gonna nod and she's gonna head out.
All right.
She doesn't. I can't say anything. I can't think of anything else. I never.
I don't think there's very much else to be said right now.
Hi, Avro.
Yeah. Avro will be looking at some information on your brother, but you don't know when he'll get back to you on that.
Yeah.
And you'll basically be working the last month or two at a jeweler's. So I'm just going to need two. I said month or two, season or two. So I'm going to need 2 jeweler's tools checks.
Oh. Hey.
Not great and better.
Hell yeah.
So that last one's going to turn out to be 205. The first one's going to be 90. So your total for both seasons is going to be 295 gold.
295 gold for both seasons?
Yep.
So that's
total.
Total? Not multiplied by 2?
Nope.
All right. I'm going to go do math. Okay, so 295 plus 1431. Where's my phone?
295, 1431. So that'll be 16. Nope, 17.
1726.
Yeah.
All right. Start off higher than my left, so I'm cool with that. Yeah, is there anything else I can do? I don't know. I can't learn. I feel like learning a language would be too much. Is this a crazy idea? Would I be able to do this in time to go down to Warridge and look for that Kingfisher guy.
Absolutely.
Like that's something I
absolutely way too much time.
Too much time?
Yes.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Like just travel alone, that would take you a long time.
Right, yeah, I forget. It's all like fucking carts and shit. And...
Yeah, there are no cars.
Yeah, I said carts.
Yeah, I know. That was me saying that in response to that. Like there are no cars. It all takes a lot of time.
Yeah, I forgot how south Warridge was.
It's about 80. So nearly 20 days to get there. So with that, I believe you will be picking up with the rest of the team come summer.
Hell yeah. Unless you have any cool lore shit that you want to drop on me.
No.
Yay. Oh. Alright.
So I believe with that, we will call it there.
Actually, just before...
Oh.
No, it's just something that Jay suggested to me. And this is probably metagaming, but... You know, it's a nice suggestion. There was something about I need to like. Is there a zoom in thing for Discord? Because I'm blind. He said something about asking Harvey for climbing potions.
You could ask him come summer because that's when he will actually be interesting.
Oh. Okay.
So don't worry about that.
Okay. Yeah, he said Harvey can make you a potion flask that has a potion of climbing. Keep it in mind. All right. Yeah, I guess that's all I have. Morgan's just gonna run up. Yep.
In that case, we will call it there, and I will see the rest of the team come summer.